95.
Bob Thornton did win that UK Open, beating Phil Taylor in the final as Adrian Lewis looks to fill it up, and it's just a ton 40. Adrian Lewis won the UK Open this year, of course. Beat Terry Jenkins in the final. Another major final defeat for the Bull.
90.
But to be fair, Adrian was scintillating all the way through that tournament. Really was playing some of his best stuff. And this is pretty good as well. Look at this!
74.
He was fantastic last night, Adrian, in that win over Dean Winstanley. I mentioned these two playing in the Premier League this year. They drew the match in Leeds, and then Adrian beat Robert when they met in Newcastle.
Well, how about this from Adrian Lewis? He finished off his game against Dean Winstanley with an 11-darter. He's come storming out the blocks, and he's an impossible 10-darter here to break the Thornton throw in the very first leg, and he sneaks it in the bottom corner. What a leg of darts that is!
10 darter. We've seen a couple of 11 darters this weekend, but a 10 darter, and who's to say we won't see a perfect 9 before tonight. If anyone was going to do it, you'd put money on Adrian Lewis to do it the way he's throwing this weekend.
Yeah, it was against Adrian, I believe, that Ross Smith hit the 9-darter here last year.
95.
Adrian still going on to win the match and then go all the way to the semi-finals, but it was young Jamie Lewis who did for him before being beaten in the final by Phil Taylor. Just to remind you, Phil Taylor ain't here anymore. Beaten in his, well, his opening match, the second round match, because he was a seeded player, by Michael Smith.
Yes, that was one of the shocks on second round day. So too was Michael van Gogh in the number 1 seed, his exit at the hands of Benito van der Pas, his fellow Dutchman.
Not quite got going yet, Bob Thornton, and Adrian Lewis, well, he certainly has. He's hitting everything he wants at the minute. If it's not the treble 20, it's the treble 19.
97.
And he'll have a bit of time to come back for a potential 14-darter to follow up his 10-darter in the first leg. Robert didn't have such a happy time here last year. A first-round shock exit to Matt Dennant here in Gibraltar in 2013. But tops then for Lewis for a 14-darter. Okay, make it a 15-darter.
Game shot for second leg.
There it is.
2-0.
He did that a number of times actually against Dean Winstanley in his match, where he was looking at tops. He had 2 or 3 darts in his hand, and the first 1 or 2 would be absolutely nowhere near, and then the third one was bang in the middle of the bed.
130.
Huge frustrations for Dean Winstanley in that one, and Dean threw everything at him. There was a 135 check out, a 142 check out, but AD just kept coming back at him and winning legs in the mat, and then obviously the deciding 111 darter. There's not a great deal you can do against that.
But Robert, another one of these solid, steady throwers. And here comes one of the most naturally gifted players on the scene right now. And that's why another ton 80 for Adrian Lewis.
Well, he's down to a finish, Bob Thornton, but Adrian Lewis probably thinks he's got 6 darts from here, so even a level ton, he'll be happy with a ton 40, but even better. Oh, look at this, 320 off in the last 2 visits, and Adrian Lewis on a 2-darter, and he's making Robert Thornton take this out, and it's not happening. So Adrian Lewis could be racing to a 3-0 lead here and have 1 foot in the last 8 of the Gibraltar Darts Trophy. 60 he wants, 20 for tops. Throws it slightly to the side to leave plenty of room for that double top, and there he goes straight over the top of it anyway. And Adrian Lewis is flowing at the minute.
An 11-darter, a 10-darter, a 15-darter, and an 11-darter. And he's raced to a 3-0 lead, as you say, Dan.
I know it's only 3 legs in, but just look at those numbers. That is incredible.
57.
So maybe a chink of light for Thornton at the start of this 4th leg, with Adrian just kicking off with 47, but Robert just looking a bit frustrated with himself there. Recovered well with the 3rd dart, though.
Bob Thornton's last win against AD was in the Premier League, not this year's. He played twice there. It was a draw and a win for AD. But he did beat him 7-5 in last year's Premier League, did Bob Thornton. They did meet in the match play a couple of years ago, and AD won that 10-0.
Wow.
I'm sure Adrian Lewis would bite your hand off if he got another whitewash win here. See him through the afternoon session, put him in the evening session where he's got a chance of going all the way and lifting the trophy and the 20 grand prize if he can win 3 more games. But he's only halfway to winning this one. And Bob Thornton kind of stolen a march on him here, because AD's not on a finish, so Bob's going to get 6 darts at least from 207, starting down in the 19s. He's hit one of the trebles, and he's hit it again. He's setting this up very, very nicely, Bob Thornton.
Yeah, it's a good opportunity for the Scotsman to stop the rot.
134.
Well, AD will be right there with him. He took out 56 in the 2nd leg. And Bob's only going to get 1 dart at tops. So he mentioned earlier on how good at tops he is when he's playing well.
54.
That was an awkward lie, that single 20. For a 4-0 lead, Adrian Lewis, bang in the double top. And certainly lots of work to do for the Scots World Cup star, who played alongside Peter Thornton. Peter Wright, with Robert Thornton representing Scotland. Peter Wright, another shock seed going out of the competition yesterday, as Adrian Lewis builds it up again. He is absolutely flying. Is the man from Stoke-on-Trent.
180 to start the leg on Thornton's throw, and this is in danger of turning into an absolute rout. He's back in there again. That's 4 perfect darts. Down for the 19s and hits it. And again, Adrian Lewis has started off with 6 perfect darts. He'll be back for 147 for a 9-dart leg. Well, Bob's not even going to be on a finish. But right now, AD won't be thinking about that. He's just thinking about taking out this big finish. He's seen huge finishes this weekend. Can he do this?
147.
Oh, well, you can see how much that meant to him. 7 perfect darts on his way to a 9-darter, and the crowd showing their appreciation. They know they're witnessing a real masterclass here from the 2-times world champion this afternoon. So for another 11-darter on the cards here, he wants double top. 2 10s.
42.
Well, well, well. How often do you see that when somebody goes deep into a 9-darter and then misses a couple at the double, and their opponent gets a chance? Now Bob's got to find the treble. That's just below the wire. He finds it now. Double top. Oh, he misses. Bob Thornton's only had 2 darts at double in this match. He had a double top there and a double top in the previous leg. He's missed them both, and Adrian Lewis is, well, that looks a decent marker for him to take a 5-0 lead. Oh, he's not used that one at all. Last dart in hand. There it is. Oh, it's like the Win Stanley match all over again. Missed with his first 2, finds it with his last dart. And Adrian Lewis, it's been a sublime performance from him. Robert Thornton, look at that. 10 darts, 15 darts, 11, 17, 15.
134.
And he started off 134 here. The 111.5 average. That is comfortably the best we've seen so far this weekend. Can he keep it up? Can he complete a 6-0 win?
Well, you would have got long odds on a whitewash against Robert Thornton with the way he's been playing as well prior to this weekend. picking up 3 Players' Championship wins in the last couple of months and reaching a final in the Coventry event
42.
earlier on this month as well, Robert Thornton. But he's just come up against an Adrian Lewis in absolutely tip-top form.
57.
Well, we saw earlier on Gary Anderson beat Justin Pipe 6-1, and he finished it off with 170 checkout.
140.
Is Adrian Lewis going to send out a statement here?
$85. $133.
So 80 Lewis for a 6-0 win. 85 he wants. Treble 15. Well, 70. So well, double 5. There it is. Adrian Lewis, a 15-dart leg to complete a 6-0 whitewash. Bob Thornton has run into jackpot in scintillating form. Look at this 108.6 average. Robert Thornton threw 94.6, but he only got 2 shots at double in the entire match. Adrian Lewis